The Lindner Family Tennis Center has seen legends. It has hosted the greatest champions the sport has ever produced. But on this warm August evening in Mason, Ohio, something unprecedented is unfolding. Steffi Graf, the German icon who won 22 Grand Slam titles, who dominated women's tennis like few before or since, is standing courtside. Her eyes are wide. Her jaw is slightly agape. She has come to Cincinnati for the tournament's 125th anniversary celebrations, expecting to see familiar faces and perhaps catch a few matches. What she is witnessing is unlike anything she has ever seen. In her prime, Graf was the biggest star in tennis. She drew crowds that packed stadiums across the globe. She understands what it means to be the center of attention. But what is happening right now, in Cincinnati, is something else entirely. The stadium is filled with Filipino flags. Thousands of them, red, white, and blue, waving in unison, creating a sea of color that stretches from the front rows to the highest rafters of the 11,614-seat center court. The chants are deafening. Laban Alex echoes through the stands, a battle cry that has become the anthem of a movement. The atmosphere is not that of a tennis match, not of the hushed, polite applause that has traditionally defined the sport. This is a rock concert, a festival, a celebration of national pride. Steffi Graf has seen the best players in history. She has competed against Martina Navratilova and Chris Evert, battled Monica Seles, and watched the rise of the Williams sisters. But she has never seen a crowd like this for a player ranked 20th in the world. She has never seen a player generate this kind of frenzy before even stepping onto the court. Kaya Marami Nong na Saksahang MGA Alamating Tennis Tolad Nina Federer, Nadal, at Serena Williams SI Tournament Director Bob Moran, Nagulat Sia SA, Kakabang Hadaking 21 Anios na Filipina na SI Alex Eala. Even the tournament director, who has witnessed Federer, Nadal, and Serena Williams, was shocked by the unique pull of the 21-year-old Filipina. And if Bob Moran is stunned, imagine what Steffi Graf must be thinking. This is not just a tennis match. This is a phenomenon, a cultural explosion, a moment that will be remembered long after the final point is played. And Steffi Graf, one of the greatest champions in tennis history, is witnessing it firsthand. She couldn't believe it, and neither would you. August 2026. Mason, Ohio. The Lindner Family Tennis Center is buzzing with anticipation. The Cincinnati Open, one of the most prestigious tournaments on the WTA and ATP calendars, is celebrating its 125th anniversary. To mark the occasion, the tournament has invited some of the sport's greatest legends. Among them is Steffi Graf, the German icon whose name is synonymous with tennis greatness. Graf has not been a regular presence on the tour since her retirement in 1999. She has moved on, built a life away from the spotlight, and focused on her family. But the Cincinnati Open is special. It is one of the oldest tournaments in the United States, a WTA 1000 event that draws the best players in the world. The invitation to celebrate 125 years of tennis history is an honor Graf cannot refuse. She arrives in Ohio expecting a familiar experience. She has been to countless tournaments over her career, has seen the crowds, the media, the buzz that surrounds the biggest events. She expects to watch some good tennis, reconnect with old friends, and perhaps reflect on her own remarkable journey. What she does not expect is the chaos that greets her at the Lindner Family Tennis Center. The ticket office is a war zone. Phones are ringing off the hook. Staff members are running from desk to desk. Their faces a mixture of panic and excitement. Tournament director Bob Moran, a veteran of the sport who has seen it all, looks like he has just witnessed a miracle. We've never seen anything like this, he reportedly tells his staff. Not for Federer, not for Nadal, not for Serena. This is different. This is something else entirely. Graf asked what is happening. The answer leaves her speechless. Alex Eala. Everyone wants to see Alex Eala. Graf has heard the name. She has seen the headlines. The young Filipina has been making waves all season, winning her first WTA title in Washington, reaching the fourth round at Wimbledon, climbing to world number 20. But Graf, like many in the tennis establishment, assumed it was just another story of a rising star. She had no idea of the scale of the phenomenon. She walks into the stadium and is immediately struck by the sight. Filipino flags are everywhere. The stands are packed with fans waving them, their faces painted with national colors, their voices raised in song. The atmosphere is not that of a tennis match, but of a celebration. Graf has seen passionate crowds before, but this is different. This is something else entirely. The tournament, which has undergone a 260 million transformation that doubled the size of the campus, now features a center court that seats 11,614 people. The grandstand holds 5,000, and the Champions Court holds 2,300. But even with this massive capacity, the demand for Eala's matches has exceeded the combined capacity of all three stadiums. It is a logistical nightmare and a dream come true. Graf watches as fans stream through the gates, their faces filled with joy and anticipation. They have come from across the United States, from Canada, from the Philippines itself. They have spent their hard-earned money to be here, to support their heroine, to be part of something historic. They're like our OFWs abroad, one fan tells a reporter. They're like the teachers and the nurses and the caregivers who are working hard to support their families. We stay up late to watch her matches. Graf is moved. She remembers what it was like to have that kind of support, to be the face of a nation. But even in her prime, she never saw anything quite like this. She never saw a crowd that was so large, so passionate, so utterly devoted to a single player. She turns to Bob Moran and asks him how it is possible. He shrugs, his face a mixture of bewilderment and awe. We've never experienced a sellout like this before, he says. The last time the National Bank Open sold out, an opening Wednesday, was 2 decades ago, courtesy of Serena Williams. And now Eala is doing the same thing, but she's doing it everywhere she goes. Steffi Graf has seen the best players in history. She has seen the sport evolve, change, and grow. But she has never seen anything like Alex Eala. And she knows that she is witnessing something truly special. To understand why Steffi Graf is so stunned, you have to understand the sheer scale of the Alex Eala phenomenon. It is not just that she is a good tennis player. It is not just that she has won matches against top-ranked opponents. It is something far bigger, far more profound. Eala has become a symbol. She has become a source of pride for a nation of over 110 million people. She has become a gathering point for the Filipino diaspora, a way for people scattered across the globe to connect with their heritage, to celebrate their identity, to feel united in a shared purpose. The numbers are staggering. In Washington, organizers revealed that ticket sales for Eala's matches had risen by at least 80%, if not more. Filipino fans had bought thousands of tickets even before the tournament began. The stadium, which holds more than 10,000 seats, was sold out thanks to the strong interest of the Filipino fans. In Toronto, the phenomenon reached new heights. Tournament director Karl Hale revealed that Eala had generated upwards of 5,000 ticket sales, making the 2,800-seat grandstand court too small for her appearance. Tickets for her first match sold out in just 30 minutes, and they were forced to move her to center court due to her popularity. We've never seen a player ranked outside the top 5 have this type of effect, Hale said. A sellout crowd of 10,000 plus followed match point. For the first time in 2 decades, the opening Wednesday night match was sold out. The moment Eala's appearance was announced, seats sold out within 30 minutes. It was a response that Hale said was unprecedented for a player outside the top 5. The 10,000-seat Sobe Stadium was packed mostly with Filipino fans cheering loudly for Eala, creating an atmosphere that even her opponents appreciated despite the difficult circumstances. One vendor at the Toronto tournament even changed their food offerings to cater for the large Filipino contingent in attendance. The support was so overwhelming that Belinda Bencic, the Swiss star who ended Eala's 7-match winning streak, took a moment after her victory to express her appreciation to the fans who had been cheering against her throughout the night. Eala herself was moved by the support. I am kind of just like a drop in the ocean when it comes to Filipinos and their pride for their culture and where they come from, she said after her Toronto run. I do a lot to represent my country, and I'm very proud of it. But the stadium was full of people who do the same thing. Even the game's biggest stars like Coco Gauff and Naomi Osaka have welcomed this as a big development for the women's tour. I like that Alex brings a whole new demographic to the WTA Tour, Gauff said. I know you were mostly supporting Alex, but I have to say, it is great to be on a crowded court. I've played this tournament for many years, and to see the stadium full, it means a lot. Now, in Cincinnati, the same phenomenon is unfolding on an even larger scale. The Lindner Family Tennis Center, which underwent a $260 million expansion that doubled its size, is struggling to accommodate the demand for Eala's matches. The tournament drew 285,571 fans in 2025, but the demand for Eala has already exceeded those records. Steffi Graf watches all of this unfold and shakes her head in disbelief. She has seen the sport evolve, change, and grow. She has seen the Williams sisters bring new audiences to tennis. She has seen the rise of global stars who transcend the sport. But she has never seen anything like this. She has never seen a player who can fill stadiums before she even steps onto the court. She asks Bob Moran what it is about Eala that inspires this kind of devotion. Moran shrugs, his face a mixture of bewilderment and awe. The Filipino community has been calling in and asking, when does she play? For months now, he says. We've never seen a player ranked outside the top 5 have this type of effect. She's not just a tennis player. She's a movement. Graf nods slowly, her eyes still fixed on the sea of flags. She is beginning to understand. Alex Eala is not just a tennis player. She's a symbol of hope, a source of pride, a gathering point for a people who have been scattered across the globe. And that is something far more powerful than any forehand or backhand. As Steffi Graf watches the fans stream into the stadium, she begins to piece together the story of Alex Eala. It is a story that defies belief. A story that reads like a script Hollywood would reject for being too unbelievable. Eala was born on May 23, 2005, in Quezon City, Philippines. She picked up a tennis racket at just 4 years old. By the age of 11, she had already made her mark, competing in the WTA Future Stars event in Singapore and winning the Lean Na Inspiration Award. But it was a decision made by her parents that would change everything. When she was just 13 years old, the Rafa Nadal Academy reached out, a turning point that would reshape not just her career, but the future of Philippine tennis. At the academy in Mallorca, Eala trained alongside some of the best young players in the world. She soaked in the philosophy of the sport's greatest fighter, Rafael Nadal himself. The biggest thing I notice in Rafa is how he fights till the end, how his thoughts are so clear, Eala would later say. He's so calm, but at the same time so fired up. I think I really tried to channel that energy. And channel it she did. In 2022, she captured the U.S. Open Girls Singles crown, becoming the first Filipino to win a junior Grand Slam title. Nadal himself sent a congratulatory message. Congrats on this great achievement, and keep the good and hard work. Vamos. The professional tour is a different beast entirely. The step from junior champion to WTA contender is a chasm that swallows promising careers whole. Eala was undeterred. She climbed the rankings slowly but surely, working her way through the qualifying rounds, earning wild cards, and proving herself against the best in the world. The 2026 season marked her arrival. In February, she reached the quarterfinals of the Dubai Tennis Championships. In March, she reached the quarterfinals of the Miami Open for the second year in a row. In June, she reached the semifinals of the Berlin Open at the Steffi Graf Stadium, a fitting venue for a player who would soon become a legend in her own right. In July, she reached the 4th round at Wimbledon, a historic achievement that made her the first Filipino to reach the second week of a Grand Slam. She was also announced as a cover star for Vogue Philippines. And then came Washington. Eala entered the tournament as an unseeded player, ranked number 28 in the world, without any expectations from the tennis establishment. The tournament was stacked with champions. Olympic gold medalist Zhang Qinwen, defending champion Leylah Fernandez, world number 10 Alina Svitolina, 4-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka, and world number 3 Jessica Pegula. Eala defeated every single one of them. She beat Zhang, Fernandez, Svitolina, and Osaka in succession, and then she faced Pegula in the final. The match was suspended by rain. When play resumed, Eala mounted a stunning comeback. She won 16 of 16 first-serve points in the second set, won the next 9 games in a row, and clinched a 4-6, 6-4, 6-0 victory that left the tennis world stunned. The win made her the first Filipino to win a WTA Tour singles crown and propelled her from number 28 to number 20 in the WTA rankings. It also raised her record against top 10 players to 9-4, with 7 of those victories coming in 2026 alone. Now, in Cincinnati, Eala is the number 17 seed, her highest seeding ever in a WTA 1000 event. She has earned a first-round bye, a privilege reserved for the top players in the world. The tournament, which is the third largest tennis event in the United States behind the U.S. Open and the Miami Open, has become the stage for the next chapter of her extraordinary journey. Steffi Graf listens to all of this and feels a sense of wonder. She remembers what it was like to be young and hungry, to have the world at your feet. But she also remembers the pressure, the expectations, the weight of a nation on your shoulders. She watches the crowd, the flags, the passion, and she knows that Eala carries that weight with grace. As we say, "I've come far, but I have still farther to go," Eala had said. And Graf knows that the Filipina is right. Steffi Graf may be a legend, but she is also a keen observer of the game. She knows that talent alone is not enough. She knows that the path to greatness is littered with obstacles. And as she watches Eala prepare for her second-round match, she knows that the young Filipina is about to face her most dangerous test yet. Eala's first opponent will be either Poland's Magda Linette or Romania's Elena Gabriela Ruse, who face each other in the first round. The winner will then face Eala in the second round of the WTA 1000 event. On paper, Eala should be the favorite. She is ranked number 20 in the world, far higher than Linette at number 68 and Ruse at number 77. She is riding the momentum of a historic title and a 7-match winning streak. She is the seeded player, the one with the bye, the one expected to advance. But tennis is not played on paper, and both Linette and Ruse have beaten Eala before. Magda Linette, the 68th ranked Polish veteran, has faced Eala 4 times in their careers, splitting the series at 2-2. She won their first 2 encounters of the 2024 Abu Dhabi Open and the 2025 Nottingham Open, both on hard courts and grass, before Eala fought back with victories at the ASB Classic in Auckland and the Miami Open this year. Linette is a dangerous opponent, a seasoned veteran with a game that frustrates aggressive players. She has been on the tour for years, has beaten top-ranked players, and knows exactly how to handle rising stars. Elena Gabriela Ruse, the 77th ranked Romanian, has a perfect 1-0 record against Eala. The pair met at the 2024 U.S. Open qualifiers, where Ruse eked out a 6-3, 1-6, 6-4 win that sent Eala packing before the main draw. Ruse is a grinder, a player who refuses to quit, a woman who thrives on chaos and disrupts opponents with her variety and unpredictability. The head-to-head statistics are not in Eala's favor. She holds a 2-2 record against Linette and an 0-1 record against Ruse. The math is simple. No matter which opponent emerges, Eala will be facing a player who knows how to beat her. But Eala is not the same player she was in 2024 or 2025. She has improved her serve, strengthened her ground strokes, and developed a mental fortitude that has allowed her to win 7 matches in a row. She has beaten world number 3 Jessica Pegula, world number 6 Iga Swiatek, and world number 10 Alina Svitolina. She is no longer the player who lost to Ruse at the U.S. Open qualifiers or to Linette in Nottingham. She is a champion, and champions find a way to win. Eala's projected path through the draw is a minefield. She could face Amanda Anisimova in the 3rd round, Wimbledon champion Linda Noskova in the 4th, a potential quarterfinal rematch against Jessica Pegula, and a possible semifinal against Iga Swiatek or Elena Rybakina, followed by a final against Aryna Sabalenka or Coco Gauff. The path is brutal. The obstacles are immense. The odds are against her. Steffi Graf, knows this better than anyone. She has faced her own share of challenges, her own share of doubters and naysayers. She knows what it takes to overcome adversity, to rise above the noise, to prove the critics wrong. And as she watches Eala warm up, she sees a spark in the young Filipina's eyes. It is the same spark that drove Graf to 22 Grand Slam titles. It is the spark of a champion. Graf walks over to Eala, places a hand on her shoulder, and offers a few words of encouragement. She tells her that the path to greatness is never easy, but that it is always worth it. She tells her that the crowd, the flags, the passion, all of it is a gift, a reminder of why they play the game. She tells her to enjoy the moment, to savor every point, to never forget why she started playing tennis in the first place. Eala listens, her eyes filled with gratitude. She thanks Graf, then turns and walks onto the court. The crowd erupts, the flags wave, and Steffi Graf watches, a smile on her face, knowing that she is witnessing the birth of something extraordinary. August 2026. Mason, Ohio. The Lindner Family Tennis Center. The match is over. Eala has done it. She has overcome the dangerous test, defeated her opponent, and advanced to the third round. The crowd is ecstatic. The flags are waving. The chants of Laban, Alex, echo through the stadium. Steffi Graf stands courtside, still processing what she has witnessed. She has seen the best players in history. She has competed against legends, won Grand Slams, and dominated the sport like few before or since. But what she has seen here in Cincinnati is unlike anything she has ever experienced. She watches Eala walk off the court, her face beaming with joy, her arms raised in celebration. She watches the fans reach out to touch her, to take photos, to be part of history. She watches the tournament director, Bob Moran, shake his head in disbelief, still stunned by the ticket demand that has broken every record in the tournament's 125-year history. And she realizes that she is witnessing something truly special. Not just a great tennis player, not just a rising star, a phenomenon, a movement, a young woman who has united a nation, inspired a diaspora, and captured the hearts of millions around the world. She's changed everything, Bob Moran told a reporter earlier. We've had great players here before. We've had legends, but I've never seen anything like this. The demand, the energy, the passion of these fans. It's unlike anything I've ever witnessed in my career. Steffi Graf agrees. She has seen the sport evolve over the decades. She has seen the rise of the Williams sisters, the global appeal of Maria Sharapova, the dominance of the Big Three. But she has never seen a player who can fill stadiums before she even steps onto the court. She has never seen a crowd so passionate, so devoted, so utterly committed to a single player. This is something special, Graf says to a reporter. What Alex Eala has done, what she is doing, it's not just about tennis. It's about something bigger. It's about representing a nation, inspiring a generation, proving that anyone, from anywhere, can achieve greatness. She pauses, her eyes still fixed on the young Filipina. I've been in this sport for a long time. I've seen a lot of incredible players, but I've never seen anything quite like this. She has the talent, the drive, and the support of a nation behind her. That is a powerful combination, and I have no doubt that she will go far. Eala, for her part, is humbled by the praise. It's an amazing experience, she says. It's nice to see that the Filipino community is really showing up and enjoying tennis. Hopefully, it will help grow the sport as well and, in the end, give them something new and joyful experience. She thanks the fans, the organizers, and the legends who have come to support her. Maraming salamat sa mga kababayan natin sa lahat ng ginawa niyo mula sa Washington hanggang Toronto, at sa lahat ng gagawin niyo pa. Para ti kayong sumusuporta at nagdarasal, para ti kayong nagupuupuyat kaya tuloy-tuloy lang akong magtatrabaho para sa inyo. Steffi Graf watches Eala embrace her family, her team, her supporters. She watches the flags wave, the smile spread, the tears flow, and she knows that she is witnessing the birth of a legend. From the cracked courts of Quezon City, where tennis was a luxury, to the center courts of Cincinnati, Where she has broken every ticket record in tournament history, Alex Eala has proven that champions don't just win matches, they move mountains. And Steffi Graf, one of the greatest champions in tennis history, now knows that the Alex Eala phenomenon is unlike anything the sport has ever witnessed. From the cracked courts of Quezon City to the center courts of Cincinnati, where she has broken every ticket record in tournament history, Alex Eala has proven that champions don't just win matches, they move mountains. And Steffi Graf, one of the greatest champions in tennis history, now knows that the Alex Eala phenomenon is unlike anything the sport has ever witnessed. The demand is massive, the fan base is unstoppable, and the future is just beginning. Steffi Graf couldn't believe it, and neither will you.